What's good, gang? How we doing today? My name is X Reacts. Welcome back to another video. Forgot to turn the lightning bolt. It is what it is. Been a second since I made a video on this channel. Decided why not, and why not being North Korea versus United States USA military army comparison. I got a lot of pride as an American, so I thought it'd be interesting to watch this. Let's check it out. Infographics show. They're goaded. Okay.
A showdown on the 38th parallel. The Hermit Kingdom of North Korea versus the United States of America.
Damn straight.
Kim Jong-un versus, well, we're not really sure who because this script was written before the presidential election. It's the American bald eagle versus the North Korean, trash pigeon?
Trash pigeon.
North Korea has an official
got him there.
national animal. It's a showdown the world's been expecting for decades. But
Yeah.
how do these two antagonist powers stack up?
Already went to war with them once.
Who really has the advantage in a showdown on the Korean Peninsula? For this scenario,
On
let's
the Korean Peninsula, not over here in the okay. It'll be a little different.
compare the two countries alone and without the help of allies to see how they really measure up against each other. Overall, the United States is ranked as the world's #1 military power
You know how it be.
and currently the only global superpower. It's a common mistake to call Russia or China superpowers, but the definition of a superpower is a state that can exert
Economic, cultural, and military influence. We got military checked off, cultural for sure, but economic right now, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not economic power right now. I'll say that.
cultural and military influence worldwide. Currently, the U.S. is the only nation
Superman.
with the military fleets and cultural and economic clout.
America
to do
man.
so. North Korea is no slouch, though, in the military department. And despite being a financially destitute hermit kingdom, it's managed to field a military that places it at the number 25 spot in global rankings.
That's
This
not
is
bad,
because
actually.
Most of the official budget of the North Korean government goes to its military, and the military
Most of North Korean government, most of their money goes to military. That's interesting.
military also receives hundreds of millions in covert financing, typically the result of state-sponsored criminal enterprises. In terms of manpower, the United States fields an active duty force of 1.4 million personnel versus North Korea's 1.28
Damn, 1.4 versus 1.2. They got 1.2 million in their military on that small island. Yikes, they might be better off than I thought, huh?
The U.S. also fields a greater force of reservists, with 860,000 personnel versus North Korea's reserve force of
Okay, so 1.4 mil, 860,000 reserve, 1.28 and 600,000 reserve. That's still kind of sketchy though, huh? They're kind of close.
600,000. The U.S. barely has the numbers advantage here.
Yeah.
But in a grueling multi-year conflict, the U.S. has the population advantage, with 4.2 million reaching
4.2 million per year. North Korea on 415,000 per year. That's wild.
service age every year versus North Korea's measly 415,000.
Measly, he
If North
says.
Korea wants to win, clearly it has to secure victory as quickly as possible.
No, clearly.
Wars cost money, though, and it turns out it's an extremely expensive affair.
I bet.
The latest U.S. defense budget is about $750 billion, thanks to all that black market
750 billion. 1.6. Hold up.
official government figure, and North Korea's real defense budget is easily hundreds of millions greater, thanks to all that black market activity.
Black market activity. Black market activity. They're really calling them out. 750 billion though. That's a lot of money towards the military. That's kind of crazy.
Remember, kids, doing drugs may seem tubular, but you're just going to help North Korea go nuclear. But let's check out all the toys that those big budgets buy. In the air, the U.S. fields 13,264 aircraft versus North Korea's 949.
Jesus. 13,000 compared to 949. Wow.
Not only is this a massive numbers disparity, but a huge disparity in capabilities as well.
No, for
the
sure.
The U.S. currently relies on the F-15 Eagle and the F-18 Super
F-15 fighter
Hornet as
pilot.
its primary air defense and air attack platforms. These two aircraft are fourth-generation models, but have received serious upgrades to their capabilities, which boost
The
them
Super
into
Hornet?
a fourth-and-a-half-generation capability, complementing
Fourth and a half, kind of like the iPhone 14.
U.S. fighter forces are 187 F-22s, the world's only fully operational fifth-generation fighter, and officially
We
the
love to
world's
see that.
deadliest fighter aircraft. As more and more F-35s come online, however, and achieve initial operational capability status, the entire U.S. fighter fleet is poised to become fully fifth generation, a significant battlefield advantage against
Interesting.
any foe. North Korean air forces are decades behind.
Well, he said North Korean airline decades behind. Made sure to not even render the picture of the plane. That's crazy.
U.S. in capability. Its most numerous fighter aircraft,
You'll love
the
to see it.
Chang'e J7,
Little low-key shade at Kim Jong-un.
Was developed in the 1960s and exported by China.
I best not be on a watch list after this video, I'll tell you what.
Its most capable aircraft, the MiG-29, was deployed in the 70s as a counter to the American F-15. However, North Korea's MiG-29s number at only 35, and it's believed that they lack anything resembling modern avionics. To make matters worse, North Korea's entire inventory of air-to-air missiles herald back to the Cold War, and the nation possesses less than 500 of them. An air battle between the US and North Korea would be
using Cold War equipment? Yikes.
hopeless for the Hermit Kingdom, which is why its pilots are trained in kamikaze tactics.
Oh god, here we go again. Classic kamikazes.
Breakout, North Korea's Air Force would launch one-way attacks across the DMZ, knowing its Air Force could never survive an air war. In the mountainous terrain of North Korea, perhaps no aircraft is more important, however, than the attack helicopter.
That's what I identify as.
Taking out armored forces and providing recon and fire support in places regular aircraft would find it difficult to operate.
This guy's flying sideways. Can they do that?
Attack helicopters would be of paramount importance in a showdown between the two countries. The U.S. fields an inventory of 967 Apache helicopters.
967.
One of the deadliest attack helos ever built. Not only is each Apache equipped with state-of-the-art electronics and sensors, but these agile birds are extremely tough to boot. When an entire flight of Apaches was ambushed in a protracted battle against insurgents on the ground in Afghanistan, the U.S. famously only lost a single bird while decimating ground forces below them.
Dang.
North Korea's 20 attack helos are Soviet-built MiG-24 Hinds.
Soviet-built MiG-24s, 20 of them. They look like a dragonfly. That's what that looks like.
Capable attack helicopter that, despite being dated, still packs an impressive punch. Good thing for the U.S. ground forces that North Korea only operates a small amount of these powerful Russian birds of prey. On the ground, North Korea is almost neck and neck with the U.S.
So they got ground stuff though. 6,000 and 6,000
in terms of armored forces, with 6,045 combat tanks versus the U.S.'s 6,289.
Dang. That's kind of wild.
The two tank armies are almost evenly matched in terms of numbers. In terms of quality, though, well, North Korea once more suffers greatly. North Korea's most formidable tank is a native upgrade to the Soviet T-62, known as Chonmahol, with the T-62 being North Korea's most numerous, nearly modern design.
T-62 sounds like a Terminator.
Large numbers of them were upgraded with new armor, fire, and sighting systems, and other sensors. In effect, these might be upgraded designs, but the core model is still the 1960s era
1960s. Damn, North Korea is living in the past, bro.
T-62. It's known that North Korea operates at least 1,000 of these tanks, but may have upwards of 1,200.
That's
North
crazy.
Korea's second most prolific tank is the T-54 and T-55, of which it
At the end of the day, it's like actually disgusting. You know what I mean? We're all humans. Like we shouldn't even be fighting. Just want to put that out there.
Operates 2,000. These dated, underpowered tanks were terrifying when first fielded by the Soviet Union in the 50s. But as Iraq found out in the first Gulf War, present absolutely zero threat to the U.S. modern Abrams. On the ground, North Korea's tank forces simply could not hope to do more than delay an American armored advance.
I agree with that. How about submarines? Let's look at North Korea's submarines.
On the seas, the U.S. fields a fleet of 490 ships versus North Korea's 984. North Korea may seem to have an advantage in numbers, but that's because the vast majority of its ships are small torpedo boats that can't operate far from shore. The second largest element of North Korea's navy is its underwater forces, with one of the world's largest submarine forces numbering anywhere between 60 and 80. 40 of these subs are the medium-sized diesel-electric Sango class, built in the late 90s. While not particularly advanced versus the U.S. Navy's Los Angeles and Virginia-class nuclear submarines, diesel-electric submarines used in a defensive posture close to the shore can be an incredibly effective force, even if technologically outclassed. By loitering near the shore and running silently on battery power, North Korea could simply choose to have these subs lie in wait for oncoming U.S. ships and launch deadly ambushes. The nation's willingness to operate these craft in a kamikaze style similar to its Air Force only adds to the deadliness of North Korea's submarine force.
They're just always the kamikazes, you know what I mean? Like they can't seem to not. They can't seem to drop it. It's been what? How long since Pearl Harbor? 80 years? I know that was Japan, but still, you know what I mean? It's a dead tactic.
By comparison, the U.S. operates 66 submarines, most of which are Los Angeles-class attack submarines. These are in the process of being phased out by the new Virginia class, which incorporates many of the Seawolf class.
Look at that. He said phased out by the new Virginia class. That's a whole whale.
Technologies at a lower cost, and thus with less effectiveness than the deadly Seawolf. which is sadly far too expensive to field in large numbers. 3 of the legendary Seawolf-class submarines remain in service with the Navy, with no near-term plans to retire them, though the Navy is planning on acquiring a new modern variant of the Seawolf to use on extremely important or sensitive missions. With 20 aircraft carriers, which includes
20
smaller
aircraft
carriers meant to support amphibious operations, the U.S. is guaranteed to have air power anywhere in the world it needs it.
No, for sure. 100%. It's because we have to. You know what I mean? We're over here all alone. We got Canada and South America, but against Europe, bro, you feel me? We got to have that naval power, Air Force power.
Comparison, North Korea
We got to get over there.
0
Can't exactly drive a tank across the water.
aircraft carriers and could not hope to ever operate one in its current economic climate, let alone ensure it survives first contact against U.S. forces. Despite all these naval advantages to the U.S., though, North Korea once more has the advantage in one area: mine warfare. With 23 vessels especially equipped to mine sea lanes versus the U.S.'s 11, North Korea is poised to make an amphibious
to mine sea lanes. I didn't know that was a thing. That's kind of smart. Wow.
attack against it by the superior U.S. fleet, a costly affair in terms of manpower and equipment. Clearing sea mines is an extremely time-consuming and dangerous affair, and with so many mine-laying ships, North Korea could make entire beaches and ports completely inaccessible to U.S. forces. The military advantage is clearly in favor of the U.S., but a showdown between the two countries is far more nuanced than merely comparing numbers. The U.S. must maintain global commitments even during a war, meaning that it wouldn't be able to commit more than 30 to 40% of its total force to a conflict with North Korea. That brings the number parity way down on the U.S. side, though the U.S.'s far superior equipment and training, or force multipliers, practically ensure a U.S. victory. However, it would be an extremely costly victory for the U.S. and its allies, as North Korea is well prepared to make a push north from South Korea an exceedingly bloody affair. With its mine-laying capabilities, the North Korean Navy could make the ocean around the Korean peninsula inaccessible for weeks, disrupting not just military operations, but civilian traffic as well, and shutting down one of the busiest trade arteries in the world.
That's crazy.
Then there's North Korea's nuclear program, the full extent of which is still not known. What is clear is that North Korea has the materials and technology for several bombs. Some estimates place the current North Korean stockpile at 30 to 40 weapons.
30 to 40?
Most of these weapons couldn't reach the U.S. mainland. They would make any conflict on the peninsula an extremely dangerous affair, with a losing Kim Jong-un likely to decide to use nuclear weapons against U.S. forces
easily. Kind of cool to see their numbers as far as people wise. I didn't know the ground power would be equal. I didn't know about the submarine or the mine ships either, you know what I mean? But obviously the US is going to have naval and air power, you know what I mean? We have to because of having to leave, obviously, you know what I mean? We don't fight over here too often. So yeah, pretty cool infographics, always a vibe. You feel me? If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.